Fire hydrants are a really nice strengthener for our glutes and our outer hips while our legs are in a flexed position, which translates really well to strengthening our glutes so that they can open our legs wider in things like straddles and middle splits. For this drill, we're going to start in a tabletop position, either with palms on the floor or on fists if your wrists don't like being palms flat on the floor. We are going to keep both hip bones pointing towards the floor. This is really the challenge part of the exercise as we lift one knee out to the side. So what we don't want to happen is for as that knee starts to lift, my hip bone lifts along with that leg. So here's what it looks like from the back. We want to keep our butt cheeks and low back flat to the floor as that knee lifts to the outside, not letting our hips tilt to the side. This is actually where the name of the exercise gets a little bit funky, because if you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant, you don't want to pee out onto that fire hydrant. I want you to imagine you're peeing right on the floor next to that base knee. So this should feel like a really strong squeeze in the outer hip, in your glutes of that working leg, and then you can drop that knee back down to the floor next to its friend. Aim for 8 to 12 reps. If it feels awkward to lift the knee or like you don't have any range of motion, you can make it a teeny bit easier by placing a yoga block under the supporting knee. As we lift that leg out to the side, it's got a little bit more clearance from the ground. But again, being conscious that your hips aren't tilting to the side. If you're not really sure if your hips are tilting, a good self-challenge is to use a block, place it onto the back of your hips, onto your sacrum, pretending it is your grandmother's finest china or a bowl of their hot ramen, and we're gonna not move that block while our knee comes out to the side, and we bring it back. If when I lift my knee out to the side, I let the hip bone tilt, I lose my block, I break the china, I spill all that hot ramen on the floor. Very sad. If doing these knee lifts out to the side with good form, meaning your hip bones aren't moving, feels really easy, and you want it to be a little bit more challenging, we can add a karate kick. Once that knee is lifted, straightening our leg, or you can do the whole exercise with the straight leg. So long as those hips aren't starting to tilt to the side, hip bones are staying in the same spot, just lifting that working leg.
If you want to learn more stretches like this, you should totally check out the Flexopedia on my website. It's a free online library of stretches with detailed how-tos for both passive stretches and active stretches organized by muscle group. You can access the Flexopedia by going to dannywinksflexibility.com/Flexopedia or simply click the link in this video description.